When you're solving an equation, the first thing you want to do is to look for like terms and to see if you can combine any of them. On the left side, neither of them can be combined, so we're going to just leave those as is, and we're going to just copy those down and leave them on the same side of the equation sign. Next, as we look through, we've got the distributive property, so we need to get these multiplied through. So 3 times negative x is going to be negative 3x plus 3 times 3 is going to be 9. We have to make sure we distribute the 3 by multiplying it through both terms, and then we'll subtract 11 because that's the last part of the top equation. Now that we have distributed the 3 through that top line, we need to once again look for any terms that can be combined. So as you look through, these two cannot be combined, so we're just going to bring those down again. And as we look on the other side of the equal sign, we're going to look for like terms. So we only have one term that has an x, so the x will stay, but then we notice we have two numbers without an x, so those can be combined. So we'll keep our 3x, okay, and then we need to look at, okay, we have 9 minus 11. 11 is the bigger term, so we know it's going to be negative, and so we have 9 minus 11, which is equal to negative 2, okay? So now we have combined all of our like terms, so we have one x and one non-variable on each side. So now we need to try to get all of our x on one side and our non-variables on the other. So that will be our next step. So we'll try to get our x over here. So to offset, to cancel out our 3, we're going to add 3x on each side of the equal sign. So that's going to cancel these out. So all we will be left with is a negative 2. Over here we have 5x plus 3x, which will be equal to 8x. And we'll go ahead and drop that 14 down. And we are left with 14 plus 8x, which is equal to negative 2. Now that we have the x over on one side, we need to isolate the x, so get it by itself. So the first thing we'll do is we'll move our 14 over here. So to get rid of a positive 14, we need to subtract a negative 14. And we'll do that on both sides so that we are left with 8x, which is equal to negative 2 minus a negative 14. We have a negative subtracting a number, so it's going to get even smaller. So it'll be negative 16. Okay, so now we are left with just 8 times x equals negative 16. So we need to look at the inverse operation. So we need to think about what is the opposite of multiplication, and that is division. So to get rid of our 8 times x, we need to divide by 8 so we can isolate the variable on one side. So divide by 8, divide by 8, and we are left with x equals negative 2 because negative 16 divided by 8 gives us negative 2.